This shit exclusive, man. You know how long niggas were trying to get interviews from, this shit exclusive, man. Snitching. I don't fuck around with snitches, man. It wasn't no sneak diss though. That bitch was like, if you ain't know that was a, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't know it was a diss, that shit wasn't no sneak diss, bro.
Bitch, I'm a street sweeper. I get it off a phone, used to get it off a beeper. Bitch tried to set me up, thought I dared peeper. I'm too smooth for that. Got the rules from black. Keep the 40 cal, I know I can't lose with that. She say she don't suck.
Alright, we're gonna start the interview off by asking you who you are and what you do. Just tell us about yourself a little bit.
Well, my name is Tanisha Dow, 24 years old, and I am a counselor.
What kind of counselor?
I'm a youth counselor.
How you like that job?
I love my job.
You ever get into any fights dealing with the youth?
Yes, I do.
That's gotta be funny. Let's see, what's the amount of time do you think that's needed for a female to involve sex or or a relationship or dating? What do you feel that was the appropriate time for a female to really just get a man some?
Well, it basically depends on the caliber of the woman that you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a female that you know is out there like that, of course you can expect something like that within the first day, the second day, or the first week, depending on, how she carry herself. But if you're dealing with a real woman, she's going to make you wait that out at least from about 4 weeks to a month or longer than that, depending on the caliber of the woman you're dealing with.
So how long you make them wait?
Me, I make them wait. I mean, it depends on my mode too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like, if you really feeling that person, you really want that person, of course, I say about like a month or two. It depends on how deep we get into, our dating or our relationship that we're working on. But if I'm really trying to get to know you, I'll say about 3 to 4 months.
So you mean to tell me there's not no drunk night that you met somebody and you just said, fuck it, I'm going to be like a nigga tonight and just do it?
Absolutely not, because I'm not a drinker, for one. For two, if I'm out, I'll watch my surroundings. And if I meet a guy in a club, I really won't take him serious that night. And let's just be real, this Detroit is a mile long. You do that on one night, you considered a hoe or a slut or something.
So if you got a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much sex do you think your man needs? Like, do you think y'all should do it more than once a day? I mean, what is your
With sex, it's no limit to sex. It's no amount. Like, if you feel he need it, you give it to him. If, he's ready for sex and you ready for sex, go right on ahead. You need to pleasure your man is going to pleasure you. It's really no limit or no minimum. Sex is sex.
My thing is, why do women, I mean, sex is a good thing, but you think sex keep women around? Like, why do women go back to the exes versus moving on and taking that baggage to the next relationship?
That's deep. I believe that they do that because the penis. Like, it's hard to let go of penis that you're so used to, and then you gotta move on and get to know another one. You're gonna be like, I ain't got time to be, dealing with all this extra stuff, having to re-get to know this person, have to wait it out. So of course the female will go to their ex. Or if they lack self-esteem and they don't feel that anybody is gonna be able to treat you better than your ex. You got some females that'll be like, that deal with men that say, don't nobody want you, or these niggas not gonna do nothing for you that I can, and stuff like that. They, believe that, and they become product of their environment, and they go back to something like that.
That's deep. I mean, so that's gonna lead us into like mental and verbal and some type of verbal abuse. Mm-hmm. Like, what's your take on that? Like, how do you feel?
Mental and verbal abuse is worse than physical abuse, because when you can mess up a woman mentally, you messing up her whole outlook on life. She can have somebody that's right in front of her and ready to treat her like a queen. but due to the fact that she let somebody else from her past mentally abuse her, she believes that she's ugly. She believes that she can't amount to anything. She believes that she can't achieve anything. So mental abuse, abuse is horrible. Verbal abuse, that is horrible too, because words can cut. Words cut deeper than, actually physically hurting somebody.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. So that means what? So basically you're saying a lot of women lack self-love.
They do.
And can you elaborate on that for me? Like, basically explain what you mean by they're lacking the self-love. Like, you feel, like, how do you feel about that? Like, why do you feel that a lot of women feel that way?
I feel that a lot of women lack self-love because they look for love in the wrong places versus actually getting to know themselves and, growing before they can go out and involve somebody else into their life. They don't give themselves enough time to grow. And if you going looking for love in the wrong places and they telling you, oh, you ain't this and you ain't that and you ain't gonna do this, you ain't gonna do that, you're gonna believe them because you don't love yourself enough to actually believe that you can amount to anything. So a lot of women do lack that because it's so many men that really don't support their females the way that they need to be supported. But then again, it's vice versa. It's some men that lack self-love too, they just don't realize it. Because if you really love yourself, you wouldn't be calling your girl a bitch. You wouldn't be calling her a hoe and telling her all of these things that she can't amount to anything. And if you're together, you're supposed to build one another.
It's real. It's real. So, do you think that's why a lot of these females go out here and shake their ass and become strippers? Because I've noticed stripping is like the end thing to do now. Like everybody's a stripper.
That's a different category. Stripping in Detroit, it depends on, for one, where you at. Out here in Detroit, they feel that stripping is another way of being popular. Stripping is like being a model out here in Detroit. Everybody want the limelight. Everybody want, people to look at them and people to pay attention to them. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that, a lot of females just do it just to have something to brag about. Or you do have some females that actually go out there and work hard, and then on top of that, we don't have jobs out here in the city. So if you got kids or if you trying to get somewhere in life, of course they gonna go and shake their ass. They ain't got nothing else to do. They got bills that's due. You got girls that's in college. The fast food not gonna pay for everything. So who else?
But you ain't gonna say it's right though.
It's not right. Of course it's, a little. It's degrading moments. You got some girls that stick a rose bottle up their, vagina and all that type of stuff. That's degrading. But to just go up there and you do your thing and all that, okay, that's understandable. But to actually have sex for the money and to be sticking all this stuff in your, that's too much.
So, I take it, they gonna want to know, have you ever danced?
No.
Never?
Never. Besides in my bedroom. That's it.
So that's that private stuff.
That's that private stuff.
So why do you think there's so many single women in a relationship nowadays?
There's so many single women in relationships because they let these men actually make them believe that, they're the only person that they want, or they fall for the terms main bitch. You know what I'm saying? They think that, oh, okay, I'm his main chick. He can go out here and mess with his boo, his side chick, and have all of them, and have his wifey all up there, but I'm the main one. They go for all of these different titles, and they single. And then they be so loyal to this man when they actually got somebody that only want to make them the number one. They don't know how to do it because they loyal to this man, but yet he got 4 or 5 other girls. So they single in a relationship.
Are you single?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just asking because the fellas might want to know out in the streets. They might, because I be seeing you on Facebook, Twitter. You just be going.
I don't go in on a bad note.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you always got a lot to say. So.
What you mean I always got a lot to say?
You always got a lot to say. You always on. A lot of stuff you positive. I do give you that. Well, maybe people should start checking you out and asking you questions for for themselves, just to, maybe you can help them steer in the right direction.
Yeah. Then again, I'm learning just like they're learning, and I just go off of what I know so far. I go off wisdom.
That's the only way you can. Mm-hmm. So, I guess I mean, you pretty much summed up all the answers, you know, to all the questions. I mean, what do you want to say to a lot of these single women out here that's just doing dumb shit?
Get your shit together. Plain and simple. You gotta have your shit together in order to step into something else. If your shit not together, don't expect for, you know, everything to be perfect. Have some dependency upon yourself. Be independent. Be an asset, not a liability.
This shit exclusive, man. You know how long niggas were trying to get interviews from, you know, this shit exclusive, man. Snitching, I don't fuck around with snitches, man. It wasn't no sneak diss though. That bitch was like, if you ain't know that was a, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't know it was a diss, that shit wasn't no sneak diss, bro.
Bitch, I'm a street sweeper. I get it off a phone, used to get it off a beeper. Bitch tried to set me up, thought I dared peep her. I'm too smooth for that. Got the rules from black. Keep the 40 cal, I know I can't lose with that. She say, see on